Not every fight ends in criminal charges. Sometimes defending yourself is not just justified, it's the law. And that's exactly what happened in one of my recent cases. I'm Joseph Ruiz, a criminal defense attorney here in Houston, Texas. I focus a lot on DWI cases, but today I want to share a story about a self-defense case that we had. How the law protected a client who was forced to defend himself during a bar fight, and how he successfully used that defense in court. So here's what happened. My client was at a pub with some friends. Another gentleman came over to share some words about a girl that they were fighting over, basically. And that gentleman was about to punch my client. My client, fearing an imminent attack, took matters into his own hands and successfully defended himself. The other gentleman had a broken nose and a black eye. When the police came out, there were inconsistencies between the parties as to what exactly happened. But as you can imagine, because the other guy lost the fight, my client didn't have any visible injuries, my client got charged with assault. In Texas, the law is clear under Texas Penal Code 9.31 and 9.32. You can use self-defense if you reasonably believe force is immediately necessary to protect yourself from unlawful harm. That means 4 key things have to be true. Number 1, you've got to have a reasonable belief. Could my client reasonably believe he was in danger? There were several witnesses that could corroborate my client's version of the events. Number 2, was there an immediate necessity? The danger was happening right then. He was about to be attacked. He was under no obligation to wait and see if this guy was actually going to carry forward with this attack. Number 3, was it proportional? My client's response matched the threat. The other gentleman was about to throw a punch. My client threw a punch first in order to defend an apparent attack. He didn't pull out a knife or a gun. He met a fist with a fist. Number 4, no duty to retreat. Because my client was lawfully at the bar and hadn't provoked the fight, he had no obligation to try to leave. He was able to stand his ground and defend himself. So in Texas, in order to get a self-defense instruction in that final jury charge, we have to create a fact issue that it was self-defense. And that can come from any source, but a lot of times it's going to come from the client taking the witness stand and testifying about what happened. And that's exactly what we did in this case. My client, DP, we'll call him, took the stand and gave sworn testimony to the jury about the immediate, imminent, apparent attack that was about to happen and the actions that he took to defend himself. So what's key here is you have to actually admit to the assaultive conduct, in other words, the punch, but then you say it was justified as self-defense. So once that fact issue is created, that triggers a self-defense charge and a jury charge, and that triggers the prosecution having to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this was not self-defense. And if they're unable to do that, there's a reasonable doubt about whether it was or was not self-defense, it's a not guilty verdict, and that's exactly what we got in this case. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where self-defense might be necessary, the most important steps are document everything immediately. Take notes, get witness information, photographs, see if there's any video evidence. Don't go at this alone. Call a criminal defense attorney right away. The sooner we can get started on your case, the sooner we can lock in that crucial evidence. And then be honest with your lawyer. There's no sense in misrepresenting things to your lawyer. Be honest with your lawyer. That way we can have a more thorough, meaningful investigation. Self-defense is a powerful legal right in Texas, but proving it isn't as simple as just saying, I was defending myself. It takes careful documentation, understanding the law, and smart legal strategy. If you or someone you know is facing criminal charges where self-defense might apply, don't wait. Reach out to a Houston criminal defense attorney who can guide you. I'm Joseph Ruiz, and I fight to make sure the law protects the people it's meant to protect. Click the link below or call our office today for a free consultation.